Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe below so we can expand our Squatch search with your help. Report number 51678, Class Alpha. Multiple sightings on family property near Cascade. Year 2015-2016. State, Iowa. Observed. Well, in total I've had 5 encounters. The first one being about a year ago. I was bow hunting and this big hairy man-like thing just came up and sat right under my tree stand. I was thinking about shooting him, but I didn't want to scare him out of the country. So I sat there quiet as possible. Then he just got up and trotted off. The second encounter was 5 months ago. I was riding on my four-wheeler and I went past a big patch of woods and he just stood there and watched me. The third encounter was 2 months ago. I was driving home from work and he was retreating into the woods by a telephone pole. The fourth encounter was about 5 days after the third encounter, and the Bigfoot was walking through one of our old knocked down barns, and I was out on my porch just watching him, and he looked at me, then he ran off and hurdled a 5-foot barbed wire fence. The last encounter was just about 3 days ago, and he was going down a trail in our woods. Other witnesses, none. Other stories, yes. My uncle has a brother that has seen tracks and Bigfoot walking through his backyard. Time and conditions. All of these occurred in the morning or night, and the lighting was either the break of daylight or the end of daylight. Environment: thick oak forest. Follow-up investigation report by BFRO investigator T.K. Bell. Several sightings in about 3 months time frame, about 2-week span between each sighting. Haven't seen it since. He thinks it was the same one each time. May have been passing through the area. It was upright on 2 feet. Color was described to be gray-brown, much like a tree. Height estimated at 7 feet. Weather each time was nice temperatures and calm. All of the sightings have occurred within the same 1-mile radius on the family-owned property. Weather has all been nice temperatures and calm, not cloudy or windy. No other sightings have occurred since the last one. No sounds or smells were noticed. This witness is a hunter. He is used to hunting on the family property filled with woods and creeks. Found him to be a credible witness. Report number 57939, Class Bravo. Possible knocks heard in a neighborhood near Protovan. Year 2017. State, Iowa. Observed. My wife and I walk about 3 times a week, and on a morning in June we were about a 1/4 mile from our house and we heard 2 loud knocks. We abruptly stopped and looked at each other and said, "What was that?" I was raised in the area and spent many hours in the woods hunting and have never heard anything like this before. Other witnesses, 2 at the time and 1 later. Other stories: I mentioned this to my nearest neighbor and she said she had heard a similar sound in the same woods. Time and conditions: 6:30 a.m. Environment: about 320 acres of thick woods close to small streams. Follow-up investigation report by BFRO investigator T.K. Bell. The witness and his wife go walking in the early mornings daily. One nice calm morning around 6:30 a.m. they were walking and they heard a whack sound, and then after about 4 seconds heard a second whack sound. He looked to his wife and said, "What was that?" And her reply was, "I don't know." The terrain is woods, small creeks, farmland, and deer can be seen walking down the gravel road, located in the same area as the Cardinal Marsh. He was down at his neighbor's and asked if the neighbor had heard anything like a whack sound on a tree or wood. The neighbor said yes, that it had sounded really close to the property and was really loud in about the same area as they were walking. He has hunted with a bow for many years and never seen anything unusual or smelled anything out of the ordinary or heard that sound before. They have heard of several Bigfoot sightings in the Cardinal Marsh Wildlife Area.